GMS London, giving all praise to Jehovah Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and honors out there to the brethren on the highs, and by teaching his truth in all sincerity. Okay, this video is going to be entitled, White Jesus is cursed. Okay, why do I say that, man? Okay, because in the scriptures, man, to have so-called white skin, okay, which really is nothing white about it, okay, is to have a leprosy of the skin, okay, which is a curse, a plague on the skin for your pigment to be diminished. Okay, and there's laws in the scriptures to deal with those with leprosy. Now, concerning the Lord Yahushai, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, they believe he looks like a so-called white person, or the majority of our people believe, the majority of the world believe he is a so-called white man. Okay, but that is contrary to what the scriptures say. Okay, and there's a damnable heresy. Okay, because the Lord, for one, was never a leper. Okay, so that in itself is blasphemy. The Lord was not cursed with the plague of leprosy, so therefore could not possibly be a so-called white man. Okay, and you got boneheads out here that refuse to believe, or willingly wanting to remain ignorant the fact that this Lord in the scriptures is a so-called dark-skinned man. Okay, and yes, it does matter. Yes, it is important, but I'll get into that in a minute. Okay, but just straight off the bat, believing the Lord is a so-called white man is to say the Lord had the curse of leprosy upon him. Okay, which is that's not written. Okay, so that's an error. Okay, the fact that you got this guy up in your churches and you got this guy in your mind when you're praying and all that kind of stuff, man, that's going off, man. Okay, what you're doing is worshiping unto an idol. Okay, this is not the image of the Lord. Okay, he looks nothing like this. Okay, there's no description in the scriptures that portrays this individual that you're looking upon on my phone right now. Okay, there is no scriptures that describe him like this whatsoever. Okay, this is downright blasphemous. Okay, and people need to stop with the ignorance and worship the Lord as you're supposed to, in his true image. Okay, rather than having this devil up in the scene deceiving everybody. Okay, because this is what it is. It's a deception. This is nothing but white supremacy. Okay, that has enslaved the minds of the people out here. Okay, this is nothing but deception, man. Work of Satan. Okay, so if you're wanting to go and believe that this is the image of the Lord, okay, then you are directly under the influence of Satan. Okay, but without further ado, we're gonna go into scriptures. Okay, right. And we're gonna start off here in Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 3. Okay, this is dealing with the law of leprosy. Okay, right, it says here, and the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in the sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in the sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him that have the plague 7 days. Okay, so if a man was found to have, patches, okay, patches of, areas where there's lack of pigmentation. Okay, men were dark skinned back then. Okay, so this would be more apparent. Okay, which I'm gonna grab an example. Okay, they'd have to go to the priest. Okay, and the priest will look over it to see whether or not it is the plague of leprosy or not. Okay, so there'd be all these checks. Okay, sometimes they'll shut him up for a certain amount of days, 7 days, and check on him again to be, to confirm whether or not it is the plague of leprosy or not. Okay, but these are the laws and the rules around it, right? So I'm gonna jump down to verse 9. Right, it says, when the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. If a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that have the plague, from his head even to his foot, whereso the priest looketh, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that have the plague. It is all turned white, he is clean. Okay, so there is such a thing as a clean leper. Okay, in the scriptures, if the whole body loses pigmentation, he turns white, or what they call, albino like. Okay, which is, there's degrees to that. Okay, but basically you have lack of pigmentation, you have lack of melanin. Okay, which the so-called white man has low levels of melanin. Okay, because being white is really like what people call white today, is just really being translucent. Okay, they don't have no pigment. Okay, what they have, or what you can see, is, redness. Okay, that's why, Esau is known as red. Edom is known as red. Okay, he's the red man. Okay, because what you see is redness under his skin. Okay, all these blood vessels and that. Okay, that's why, sunburn is raw flesh. Okay, it's burnt. Okay, and that's why it's red. Okay, but he is known as a clean leper, because that plague is all over his body. Okay, and not in patches. Okay, you see guys with patchiness. I saw a guy the other day on the train. Okay, we had the patchiness. Okay, he had white spread, over his body and that. Okay, in patches. Okay, he would be an unclean leper. Okay, he's in need of a cleansing. Okay, but the so-called white man is known scripturally as a clean leper, because the whole of him has this plague. Now, clean or unclean, he's still a leper. Okay, so, but like I said, in the scriptures never describe the Lord as a leper. Okay, so he did not look like someone who was lacking in melanin. He didn't look like someone who had the plague of leprosy. Okay, so that's that point. Okay, and if we just jump down actually to verse 45, right, to see, and the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, unclean, unclean. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean. He shall dwell alone. Without the camp shall his habitation be. Okay, it's for an unclean leper. Okay, just to make the point on that, right? So if I go to Numbers 12 verse 9, okay, we get an example of this, right? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed, okay, angered against Miriam and Aaron, okay, because they came up against Moses, right? It says, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Okay, Miriam was a dark-skinned woman, just like Moses, just like Aaron, just like the rest of the Israelites. Okay, but the Lord cursed her with the plague of leprosy. Okay, because she's being rude. Okay, all right. Says, and Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and when we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Okay, now, when you go into the story of Jacob and Esau, it tells you that Jacob came out red all over. Okay, this is because of this. Okay, he wasn't fully melanated. Okay, he lacked the pigment, man. Okay, Jacob came out normal, came out brown skin, just like all these other siblings, and you know his father, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but Esau, he didn't have that. He came out half baked, half consumed. Okay, and this is what Miriam was looking like. Okay, because he didn't develop his melanin. All right. It says, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed. And the so-called woman looks dead, man. You look at these creepy ass crackers, especially when they get older, man. Okay, they look like damn goblins, man. You look at these old white people. You look at the Queen, you know, you look at the elites and that. They look hideous, man. They look like something out of Star Wars. You know, one of the Sith Lords, man. You know, they look horrendous, man. They are dead. Okay, when they're pale, they look ill. Okay, then everyone knows that having pale skin is not healthy. It doesn't look healthy, man. You look like you're sick. Okay, and we know for a fact it's not healthy because you need to protect yourself from the sun. The sun, you know, just give life. You know, I'm playing, man. Yahweh Shai, but you know, Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shai, but most like put the sun here to give energy and to nourish things in the earth, man. But here, it does the opposite. It kills you. It destroys you, man. You so-called white people, because you can't deal with it. Your body, your skin is not built to deal with the sun. Okay, that's why you got to put all kinds of blocks on, man, to protect yourself from the UVs, man. Okay, that's what you got to do. Otherwise, your cells start all fucking up, getting skin cancers and shit, burning up, turning bright red. Okay, you're not. That's a curse, man. Okay, it's a curse that you're like that. Okay, verse 13 says, and Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, if her father has but spit in her face, she should not be ashamed 7 days. Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received again. I mean, okay, what the Lord did to Miriam was to shame her. Okay, and the law is that they be shut out for 7 days. So the law was like, nah, she needs to be ashamed of what she did. So, you know, she gonna keep that leprosy for 7 days, and be put away from the rest of the people. Okay, which is what it says. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. Okay, so she was shut away. She was put away from the rest of the congregation while she recovered from the plague of leprosy. Okay, so that, you know, that just goes to show. Okay, but like I said, none of this is mentioned about the Lord, how he appeared as a leper and all this kind of stuff. Okay, that's not in the scriptures. Okay, so this creepy ass love the world Jesus Christ,